Out and about in Gwendolyn, this time to a tiny village called Trellech, or in Welsh, Trellech. And it's so small, in fact, that you have to zoom right in on Google Earth just to find it. But there it is, it's just 29 miles away, that's about 50 kilometres, and we're off in Gwendolyn through the valley down to Pontypool, and then over the bridge at Usk, over the river Usk. Usk is a lovely little village, or little town in fact. I spent quite a lot of my youth in this little town. Beautiful. And in the summertime it's decked out with flowers, and it's well known and won many awards. Now let me tell you a little bit about Trellech. Although it's a tiny village in modern times, it was one of the largest towns in Wales in the 13th century and was reputed to be actually bigger than Cardiff, now the capital. And it's a site of archaeological interest to determine its extent and role at that time. Trellech was one of the major towns of medieval Wales, the remains of which have been subjected to archaeological excavations which have been sustained over many years and which continue today. Trellech lies on the hills above the Wye Valley, and that's why we're climbing up here. And we're going there basically to see the standing stones of Harold, the virtuous well, the church, and in particular the Lion Inn, a great pub which was built in the late 16th century and completed in 1580. Well, we've got permission to stay in the car park overnight and have a meal in the pub later on. So there's Gwendolyn parked up, nice and level. And now we'll go and find Mandy and the dogs and go and have a drink in the pub. Well, we've eaten here before and the food is really good. So we're looking forward to a good evening meal. But I don't think it will be the pizza. And they have an open mic night. So I don't think they won't be singing. They have a good selection of real ales. And the one at the bottom there, Kutch, is from the Tiny Rebel, the brewery quite close to where we live. And if you don't fancy an ale, there's plenty else to choose from. But for now, we'll just have a half a pint of something and look forward to a meal tonight. Well, I was thinking about bringing Muriel my mobility scooter, but I'm glad I didn't bother. The pavement isn't even wide enough for her. And the tapping you can hear in the background, that's my walking stick. I need a new rubber ferrule for it. Anyway, we're going off now to go and see if we can find the virtuous well. Well, Google in its maps is certainly a wonderful thing, but it's got this wrong because it's showing it on the right hand side of the road, and it's not. It's on the left, and the gate leading into the area is actually funny. It's to commemorate the Festival of Britain in 1951, and then there's a wooden gate behind it. I don't know what that's all about. Never mind, we'll take a little walk down here and see if we can find this virtuous well. Well, it's sometimes known as St Anne's Well, and it's a circular wellspring surrounded by a stone wall and seating. Local tradition is that it is the only one remaining of originally 9 holy wells in Trellech. In the 17th century it was reportedly much frequented and reputed to cure the scurvy, colic and other distempers. It is a culty well, where token offerings are often placed around it and within the well, and strips of cloth and ribbons are hung from the neighbouring trees. It is also used as a wishing well. Traditionally, to make a wish, one threw into the water a small metal object. Many bubbles arising from it meant a rapid granting of one's wish. Few bubbles meant that a long period of time would elapse before the wish came true. And no bubbles at all meant that one's wish had not been granted. The young maidens of Trellech, anxious to know how long they had to wait until their wedding day, would drop a pebble into the water and every bubble that rose counted for 1 month. We now will head back up to in the village to the church where the young maidens probably got married. It's not a far walk, but I've got to cross the road here and I'm a bit slow, so I had to wait for the traffic. Well, the name of the church is the Church of St. Nicholas, and evidence suggests that it was built in the period around about 1300 in the style of decorated Gothic. The church was extended and repaired in the 18th century and underwent 2 major reconstructions in 1893 and 1992, and it is described as an exceptionally fine, well preserved medieval church. So let's go inside and have a little look. It's constructed of old red sandstone, which has obviously lasted very, very well, and it boasts a very, very nice stained glass window over the altar. Unfortunately, I couldn't find out very much about it, but it certainly took my eye. And now we take a look at Harold's 3 stones, and once again there are 2 gates. This time the one behind is steel, not wood, but the one up front commemorates the Festival of Britain 1951. The stones are on a slightly elevated ground close to running water and springs, which might be relevant to the choice of site. They are believed to date back to the Bronze Age, and such remains are rare in this part of Wales. Various local traditions are ascribed to them, that they were erected by Harold Godwinson to celebrate a victory over the Welsh in 1063, that they commemorate 3 chieftains who fell fighting against the Romans, or that they were flung from the Skirrid, which is a hill nearby, by a mythical Jack of Kent in a trial of strength with the devil. So while you ponder which myth you wish to follow, let's go and have a pint at the Lion Inn. I'm back at the ranch now, and I hope you enjoyed that little trip to Trellech, and we'll see where we're going to go next. So for this time, bye bye, and thanks very much for watching. Bye.